up, everybody? So, in Bayside, Bayville, Bay something, just outside, just east of Houston. Driving along, I got to the Cracker Barrel, and I'm like, yeah, maybe it sounded like I was getting a misfire or something. I don't know. Engine sounded a little funky. I've been meaning to replace the spark plugs. They've been probably needing it. Pretty sure they're the original spark plugs. I mean, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's definitely aged. You know, it could use a replacement. Doing that, maybe we'll all learn something together. Halfway there. Oh no. Are you fucking kidding me? This thing fucking came apart. This is what just pulled off here. I think it got cooked. It's very brittle. There. Awesome. Bad as the rest of them. But now I have a new problem. However, let's finish the first problem first. This last one in there, and then see about getting a new. It should just be a new electrical. Should be the capital. Shouldn't be hard to replace. Attachment off the other end. So I ended up I bought new spark plugs and new spark plug wires, because right as I was changing the last spark plug, the wire that was connected to it completely busted, and it was just brittle and just fell right apart. So I bought some new spark plug wires to go on that, and afterwards it sounded way better. So I stopped there to do that, and oh my god, there were these adorable fucking kittens. Oh, so many cute kittens. And at first I just saw the one and I was like, oh my god, this kitten is so cute, and he was super adorable. He was the pick that I would have chosen. But, you know, not knowing about the background of any of these cats or anything, I was like, you know, I'd rather not. You know, MJ's good with other cats, but he needs to acclimate to them, and this is a small space, so I didn't really want to force MJ into some sort of territory battle, because this is his home, and, you know, he needs to feel comfortable, although I would love for him to have a kitten companion. Little kitten, he's so cute. That's right, kitten, we're watching you. I see the kitten. He's such a cute little guy. I had to give him some of MJ's food, because I have a shit ton of it. So much of me wants to take this kitten into a vet, make sure he's got all his shots and is updated on stuff, and then just to take him with us. MJ could use a little kitten buddy. I want to. The only thing that's stopping me is not having any local vet, which I could easily remedy. But more importantly, I don't really have the money to be taking care of a second cat, let alone what would happen in the RV if one of them decided to get territorial. I want to so badly, but it's probably such a bad idea. We'll find Kitten. That was literally MJ, just fucking jumping right in front of the camera. Alright. Stop recording. Hey gang, this is the part of the video where I get to tell you about my awesome sponsor, Tasker Payment Gateways. So, have you ever wondered, how do people sell things like grinders or bongs or other head shop items or tactical and survival gear or e-cigs, vape pens, tobacco or cigars? Well, there's a proper way to sell all of these products online, and there's an improper way to do it. So basically, if you go to Shopify and you sign up for their regular e-commerce program to make a website and a little shop for yourself, and you start selling items like bongs or tactical items or cigars or things like that, they're gonna shut you down. The reason is because those items go against their prohibited use policies. So once they discover that you're selling those items, they're going to shut you down. What Tasker Payment Gateways does is helps connect you with the proper merchant account so that you can connect to a payment gateway that allows those sales to be processed. And you can even do so on platforms like Shopify or Wix or Weebly or WooCommerce and many other e-commerce platforms out there. So Tasker Payment Gateways is basically the information source that allows you to connect to the proper people to open the right account so that you can use the right payment gateway in combination with the right shopping cart to sell these items online. Now that might sound complicated, but essentially it's very straightforward, it's very simple, you just have to go through the right process to do it. So call Tasker Payment Gateways or visit TaskerPaymentGateways.com today. Stopped at another Cracker Barrel the next night that was on the other side of Houston. And that was actually a very pretty scene. The backside of the Cracker Barrel was just this big field, and there was a school on the other side of it, and so it was just, really quiet kind of spot on the backside of the Cracker Barrel from the highway, so I didn't really get a lot of highway noise. But it was a really nice spot. And then I was like, I kind of want to think about maybe hanging out in the area for a while, see if I can hit a flea market somewhere. So I looked up Harvest Host, and that was the one thing about Louisiana. There weren't a lot of Harvest Hosts. There were some, for sure. But out in the Houston area, there was a bunch. And then in the local Houston area, there's actually several. So I called one up, and that was the Battle Hops Brewery. And these guys are awesome. So a couple owns it, and they have over 400 board games. They have this whole place set up so you can come in with some friends or family or whatever, and they have cards, Uno, all the Monopoly, Risk, all the normal games you would think of that people would buy. Plus, all of the serious gamer games. Anything, all these tabletop games that you can think of. And that's just, the start of the collection. He was saying that he's got way more now. So check these guys out. So here's a little video on them. What up, everybody? Tiger Mike here in Katy, Texas, I think. But at Battle Hops Brewery. It's a cool little brewery. It's a Harvest Host location. And so they let you stay, and they got a nice little brewery here and cool old coachman. Some cool merch and stuff. But they do games and board games and all that fun stuff. Woo. And what's your name again, man?
JD.
JD?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, man.
I own the business with
nice.
my wife.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How long you been doing it?
Well, we've been open for a little over 1.5 years now, but we've been actually doing the business for about 5 years.
Nice. Cool little kitchen area. bar area. Gotta have your bar. But the gaming tables and the drinks, the drink holders, and that's the brewing area there. Probably not the... Still got the Christmas tree up. But something like 400 games. Rick and Morty Risk. That's gotta be funny. Whole bunch of games. Oh, nice. Rampage, little arcade machine. Pretty cool little spot. So what do you got, like 400 games on the...
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
It's probably more than that now. I think we started somewhere around 400, but we're always adding stuff, so.
Nice.
It's not all necessarily out here. Some of it's in the back.
Right.
It's just, yeah.
Put out the most popular ones and then kind of have the, oh, do you have this? And then,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I have it in back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the ones that are in the back are ones that people are specifically looking for that I may have or not, you know.
Right.
But most people will come in and pick up Yahtzee or Scrabble. So
Yeah.
something familiar.
Is, do you have any like tournament kind of like weekends or anything?
Not these days.
Yeah.
COVID. It's
Right.
hard. It's hard to have people come in and play with people that are not in their circle, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out ways to do that without having to do that. Like we have bingo nights and that kind of thing. Like bingo's easy.
Yeah.
Things where you don't have to necessarily sit at a table with strangers.
Right. Yeah. But so what about the brewery scene? How are you guys brewing your own stuff or?
Yeah. I mean, as you know, starting with homebrew, I've been brewing for well over 10 years. We kind of hit a lot of targets. We have the people that just drink beer.
Yep.
People that just play games, and then we have the people that do both.
Huh.
So between the three of them, you know, not one thing is hurting more than the other. It's just, you know, we get some of everybody.
All right, cool. Well, that's pretty. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good for this little tour, gang. So I'll catch you next time. Thank you, JD, for taking us around, and catch you later. Then the next morning, I poked out to start getting things ready to pack up, and I noticed an Easy Up was set up, and there's a couple people parked over there, and I'm like, oh, what's going on over here? So I walked back, and these guys were selling gumbo. So they wasn't quite ready yet. So I sat and chatted with them for a while. But they were really super cool. I guess he was from Louisiana, so he was big on the gumbo and on the crawfish and all that. It's a little early for crawfish, so they had a chicken gumbo, which was perfect for me because I'm not a super big... I haven't had crawfish yet. Just I'm from Maine. I have lobster. A tiny lobster? Okay, I can see that, but I mean... I'm picky about my seafood, and that's, you know, I'm from Portland, Maine, so my seafood is, all the seafood I've had is from that area, and while, yeah, some of it was bought at a store or whatever, most of the seafood I've had in my life has been relatively fresh, and so when I'm not in Portland and I don't know, I just don't know, and I'm not that big into seafood to begin with, so anyway, it was really perfect that they had a chicken gumbo, so I bought some of that from them. And chatted with them for a while and shared stories and all that fun stuff. Then I went down the road, only like 10 minutes, to a Flying J's. But I noticed you cannot reserve a spot with an RV. So I said, okie dokie. Plus it was like $15 a night. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to do that. Looked up the Harvest Host. There was literally a location right around the corner from me, and it was a distillery. So Shire Distillery, and I ended up buying their premium bourbon whiskey, Shire Oak, which is delicious. And, you know, I got a tour from them. They let me stay there for 2 nights as well. They let me refill my water tanks, which was great. So everything worked out perfectly. And these guys were super cool, and, you know, it was a nice little spot out of the way that I was able to let MJ out and have a kitten adventure. Kitten adventure! All right, so then I got a message from Papa Joe, and he said, "Hey, I'm just a little ways behind you, and let's catch up." So I was like, "Wonderful." So I ended up moving down to LaGrange. We have a friend in Killeen who invited us to stay or to park at her place for the weekend. So I figured LaGrange was a good spot outside of Houston. That would be a low trafficked kind of area, kind of out of the way, that I could hang out while I waited for Papa Joe to catch up. So I found a Walmart parking lot, and I mean, they were fine. The Walmart, I asked, I was like, "Hey, is it cool if I stay?" And they're like, "As long as you're out of the way, we don't give a shit." So that was cool, because Walmarts are very hit or miss. So I stayed there for a couple of days and waited for Papa Joe. And then Papa Joe caught up with me. We stayed there for the night, and then we headed up to towards Killeen. We were hoping to find a campsite to be at in the area that our friend Sabina could come and visit us at. However, everywhere was either closed or booked. So we ended up going to the ranger station, assuming they would be open on a Friday, but they weren't. And they weren't going to be open until the following Wednesday. So we were like, you know what? We are in plain view. We're not hiding. You could see us from the road, from the ranger station, anywhere. So we're just going to stay in this ranger park for the night. And Papa Joe did a live stream from there, and I walked around a bit and took some pictures, and super beautiful location. Nobody bothered us. We set out the next morning to Sabina's in Killeen. And Killeen is a big military town, or basically only exists because of Fort Worth, and has been much expanded upon in the time Fort Worth has been in existence. And so, was able to catch up with Sabina. It's cool to hang out with her daughter. And, it was fun for Papa Joe. He was able to do some live streams and get some inspiration from Aurora, Sabina's daughter. So that was cool, and I was able to film some of that. I'll actually play some of that for you right now.
Good afternoon now. We're running a little bit late, but we got it all together. It's always a little harder to put these shows together when you're in a new place. We were hoping to do it outside, but the wind was blowing, and we thought it might have a better sound quality in here. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Aurora. She lives here in Killeen, and nice to see you. Did you want to say hi to any of your friends? No? It's okay, you don't have to. But I'm going to say hi, Victoria. And it's great to see you guys again. How about if we start with a song? You must know the Itsy Bitsy Spider song. You probably learned it about 20 years ago.
Not even 20 minutes. Not really possible.
It isn't possible, but we're going to do Itsy Bitsy Spider anyway, because that is possible.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Itsy Bitsy Spider. 1, 2, 3, deep breath.